peeps, welcome back. Today we're beside a busy road and we're in the village of Oxburgh in Norfolk, not far from Swaffham. Mostly famous for Oxburgh Hall, which if I've flipped the camera around you might be able to understand why. What we can see there is someone else's car, and that is literally part of the gatehouse and the exterior wall of Oxburgh Hall that runs all the way around the building. And we come here, and where we are today, we're at St John the Evangelist's church, as I said, in Oxburgh. And you're probably thinking, that looks a bit of a weird looking church, Sharp. There's something missing there. There is, just a little bit, but we'll get to that in a moment. As we try not to film people who are exploring themselves. So, St John the Evangelist, as I said, at one time was one of Norfolk's largest churches, until an accident, a little bitty accidenty, where there were high winds in the autumn of 1948, and what was originally a 150-foot steeple on top of the tower, pretty much where the van is parked, blew over in the wind and came crashing down directly into the church, unfortunately, and what stands is all that's left. Fortunately, unlike St Mary's, and this was a natural thing, it wasn't the RAF flying past too low with jet engines or anything. We are in the older part of the graveyard at the moment. There's not a huge amount here, but we shall. I've not actually felt any presences. There is no recorded detail of the church itself being haunted now, or anything going on paranormal, let's put it that way. Not that I could find anyway. So the thing is, when the spire came down, the children were at their school, which was just over the road, which is just behind them, but you can see the cars. And they were at lunch when the tower came crashing down. So thankfully nobody was injured at all, but that would definitely have been an interesting story to tell, and make probably their most interesting day at school ever. Random empty patch. It tells me there's probably old graves here that the stones are missing. The new part of the cemetery is over there, so we will avoid that. We do have this rather interesting tomb here, which I can't make out names, but as we've found in other videos, we do have the Lamb of God. So yay, we're back to them again. Cue the Illuminati. Sorry. Now, by some miracle, the Bedingfield chapel, which is at the east end of the south aisle, survived the former tower and nave collapse, and that is what we have here. That was very lucky. Not only did it survive that, it also managed to survive Henry VIII, 1540 dissolution of the monastery. You know where we're going with that. And when we get to what's going to be part 3 of this video, there's a wild Mary. You will understand the difference between the Anglican Church and the English Roman Catholic Church. So the Bedingfield chapel, named for the family who originally lived in and owned Oxburgh Hall. I say where we are standing used to be inside the church, and I'm getting rained on, so I'm going to make the cover of what was the north aisle. There we go, we're dry again. Not that it really matters, this is on the GoPro. Where were we? And my notes are getting wet. So the north facade and aisle, which we're in at the moment, were retained as a colonnade, apparently evocative of classic ruins. It's a nice place to be. Now, unfortunately, as has happened with a lot of churches, the lead got stole off the roof, so there has been damage, but it's still a rather nice place to be on a, what is miracle of miracles, a rainy summer's day in England. It has been so dry of late that we desperately needed the rain. Now, following the collapse, the chancel here was given a new west wall, which is what we're looking at. And the chapel was then given its separate entrance just there, which would avoid trying to film people, which gives the whole area in effect more of a cluster of sort of ecclesiastical buildings rather than one large church. So we come down here, we've got a rather interesting wrought iron cross, wrought and forged, and remains of some of the former stonework and poppy wreath, and another grave that the tomb has been destroyed of. We turn around and look over here. You can see the entrance to the Bedingfield chapel. But yeah, it's now the church does get a lot of visitors, so we are quite lucky today that the weather is somewhat inclement, as it has kept people on. There's plenty of people in the car park for Oxburgh Hall, but Oxburgh, sorry, not here, so yay. Anyway, I think that'll do us for an outside tour, because as most of it has collapsed, there's not an awful lot more to see now. So what we'll do in the second part of this video is we'll go inside the church itself, and well, maybe the church. We'll see if there's anyone in there. Oh yes, there are. So what I'll do is I'll quit waving my notes in front of the camera and say thank you very much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Stick any comments down in the doobly-doo. I know I've probably been waving the camera at God knows what the entire time, but hey. Oh, we do still have some of the faces that are on the inside and are now on the outside, exposed to the elements. And you've got monkeys and lions and an English rose and some other weird stuff. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. As I said, like, comment, subscribe. Have fun. Peace out. Mind the insulting tape. Bye bye.